I miss it every day, but I'm very happy to be in Pennsylvania now. But one thing that I miss more than anything else just about is the bagels, because New York bagels are just the best of the best. You cannot get them anywhere else unless you're ordering Just Bagels from QVC. And what's better than a New York City bagel? Pretty much nothing except a New York City Challah bagel. And this is always wildly popular. 24 of Just Bagels 3.5-ounce New York City Challah bagels in your choice of flavors. So you are either going to go all 24 in the plain, you're going to go in two different combo options. So you can go 12 plain and 12 onion, or you can go 12 plain and 12 cinnamon raisin. For $40.98, it's $1.70 a bagel. Take it from me, who lived for 6 years in New York City. You cannot find a $1.70 bagel pretty much anywhere. If it is done correctly and done right, it makes it even more special. 5.5 pounds of bagels you're getting here in this with this sale price. Free shipping and handling. These are always so popular. Let's welcome in Cliff Nordquist. He is a New York City native, and he brings his love for bagels to us from the Bronx. Cliff, so good to see you.
Hello, Rachel. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing
good
great.
To see you today.
So good to see you too. I want to start with what is a Challah bagel? Because we know Just Bagels for their 5-step process, amazing New York City bagels. But then the Challah bagel takes it even a step further.
What happened? What happened? How did this happen? But I got to tell you something. I'm thinking about just selling Challah bagels from now on, because every time I'm on with the Challah bagels, we sell them out.
I know.
And they actually sell better. I don't understand it. This was just something.
Well, they're so good.
A little extra I wanted to do, and now everybody wants the Challah bagels. Everybody wants them.
They're so good.
What's different about them?
Yes, please tell us.
You want to know why? They're lighter. They're softer. They're sweeter, they're fluffier, they're an amazing sandwich bagel. Say you like challah bread, right? This is our version of a challah bread, challah bagel, but there's no butter, there's no cholesterol, there's no eggs, there's no trans fats, there's none of that stuff. We found natural replacers to make a softer, sweeter, fluffier, amazing sandwich bagel. If you want to put this on a sandwich, I promise you one thing, it's amazing. It elevates every single sandwich. And by the way, that price, $40.98, that's a pretty good price for challah bagels, because they're much more expensive to make. And that might be the lowest price I've seen on challah bagels. So I might pick those up today if I were you guys. Yes, it's really a good price.
It works out to $1.70 per challah bagel.
Go to New York.
First
of all, you can't get that in New York, okay? You can't go to a New York bagel store and pay $1.70 for a bagel. And guess what else? You can't buy a challah bagel because they don't exist. We created it. We're the only ones that make it. I never envisioned they would be this popular. I'm on selling challah bagels. It seems like a lot lately, but I guess it's called supply and demand, right?
Yes, it's so true. I want to give everyone the options, and then we're going to take a trip to the Bronx, Cliff, and we're going to take a look and see how this 5-step process is done. So for everyone who's looking right now and seeing this amazing price, I also want to say that there are great reviews on this, Cliff, to kind of speak to your point that they've been so popular. People are saying these are the best, bagel excellence. Someone said it was so good, words can't say how awesome it was. And then someone else said in the reviews, these are by far the best bagels in the world. So they have a high reviews over on QVC.com. 119 5-star reviews to be exact. So we need to get 120. So go, if you love these two, go leave another review on QVC.com. So here's what you're going to choose from. All 24 in the plain, or you can go with a combo option. This is 12 cinnamon raisin with 12 plain. And then here's the 12 onion with the 12 plain. That is my favorite. Now, Cliff, I know that plain is actually your top selling bagel. Is that right?
Always. Plain is always 50% of everything we sell. And we can get into, what do you want to do first, the flavors or the 5 steps?
Since we were just doing the flavors, why don't we stick with that? That's probably a better option. So let's talk flavors, and then we'll go to the 5 steps.
That's the plain bagel. There's nothing plain about it. It's still done with the malt, the molasses, the aging, nothing artificial, no colors, flavors, preservatives, peanut-free, tree nut-free, kosher, and so soft. You notice when I pull this apart, it doesn't break in half like a regular bread bagel would bake. You see the way it pulls? That's from the aging and the boiling and just the amazing clean ingredients. They're so soft and so light. If you did that to a regular supermarket bagel, it would just break in half because it's really bread with chemicals. That's really all it is.
Right, and you don't have those chemicals. There's not preservatives
No.
here, which is
Not at
so
all.
important when we're talking about what we want to be putting into our own bodies. So that was the plain. Do you want to go cinnamon raisin or you want to go
Let's
onion?
go into the onion.
Yeah,
well,
one
I
of my
wanna go
favorites.
Onion because the onion, we don't bring out the onion a lot, right? Onion, I only do a couple of times a year with the onion, but the challah onion, this is like something I would imagine you might see at a fine steak restaurant where you know, they have those little onion rolls or something like that. It's just the same thing, the plain bagel with the malt and the molasses, the egg replacers, a buttery flavor, but now we add the toasted onion right on top, and that's a New York classic bagel with a little twist because it's softer, sweeter, lighter, fluffier, amazing sandwich bagel. Not everybody wants a hard, dense bagel.
Right.
This one is softer, lighter, sweeter, tastier, absolutely delicious, amazing for any sandwich.
It's so, so good. Everyone absolutely loves it. So I love the onion because you get a little bit of that savory with that wonderful kind of bagel dough that we love. But a lot of people love a little bit sweeter and they want to go with that cinnamon raisin option.
Oh, well, here we go, right? So if you love cinnamon raisin, and who, you know, a lot of people do because it's a New York classic, guess what? This one's softer, lighter, sweeter, and fluffier. This has that touch of vanilla, nice, juicy, plump raisins, malt, molasses. We aged the dough, cinnamon. I mean, this is, I got to tell you, these challah bagels have really taken over, I think. I can't believe how well they're doing on QVC. I can't believe how many people like them. You know, listen, everybody likes bagels. Everybody really appreciates a really good bagel because it's rare. You could, you know, there's a million bagel stores in the world. There's a million places that sell bagels, but it's so rare to find a good one. That's why we're doing so well on QVC. That's probably why we were voted 5 years in a row customer favorite food. But the challah bagels, softer, lighter, sweeter, sandwich bagels. Not everybody wants a hard bagel. This one is so tasty, so light, so deliciously filling without that bloat. You know, I bloat a lot, like, and I don't want to, I know, I bloat too. It's not good, but you know, I do.
And if this bagel, when you have a Just Bagel, it doesn't sit like a brick in your stomach. It's that wonderful, because especially with the challah, a little bit of that wonderful kind of fluffiness to it. So it's a really great chew, it's a really great bite, and it doesn't kind of sit like a lead weight in your stomach like some other bagels do. Cliff, the cinnamon raisin right now with the plain, that combo is really popular. And actually, my producer Chance said that the cinnamon raisin is his favorite, and he has one almost every morning. So you got a fan in my producer as well, but we're not surprised because everyone here at QVC is in love with these bagels. And it does come down to the process, because you can go to the grocery store and you can buy something that says New York style bagel. That is very different from a New York City bagel. So let's talk about that.
Big difference. Well, it all starts with the 5 steps, and that takes us back to New York, right there, the Bronx. That you know, the water comes from the Catskill Mountains, which is the best water in the world for pizza, pasta, bread, the perfect mineral content and pH content, just a great soft water. There we are adding the malt and the molasses at the bowl. You know, nothing artificial, no colors, flavors, preservatives, peanut-free, tree nut-free, kosher. That's the big step. We take the time right there. We age that dough for 10 to 12 hours. I promise the big guys can't do it. It's too time-consuming and expensive before boiling it, baking at 500 degrees on our hearth steel-plated oven, sending it for a little run around the bakery to cool it down. Those are the raisins, the New York cinnamon raisin bagels. We pack it fresh. The day we pack it is the day we ship it. We're not shipping from inventory. Everybody watching, please understand, they don't come frozen.
Right.
I battle with the sun here on Saturdays. Sometimes I got to do this. They do not come frozen, all right? We're not shipping them on dry ice. We're shipping them fresh. What you guys have to do at home is immediately, if not sooner, put them in the freezer, because there's nothing artificial. Do not leave it out on the counter. It will mold. There's no mold inhibitors in here, nothing artificial, no preservative. That's why they taste the way they do. Freeze them immediately. Follow the baking instructions. thaw them out for 20, 30 minutes, preheat your oven to 450, bake them off 5 to 8 minutes, or if you're in a hurry, microwave them for 20 to 30 seconds, toast them. You got yourself a New York bagel anywhere in the country, delicious and amazing.
Oh, and so many people in the reviews say exactly that, that you can have your New York City bagel in the middle of the country. You can have it anywhere that you need to be, and you don't have to go to New York to do it. And Cliff, you made a good point, right? There are so many places out there that make bagels, but QVC is not calling up them to say, hey, bring your bagels to QVC, right? QVC works with you and with Just Bagels because they have tasted your bagel. Our food team knows the quality here, and you always bring us amazing prices, because when I lived in New York City, I was in Brooklyn. There, I was surrounded by bagel places. You could not go and get a bagel for less than $3 a bagel. And that was lucky.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Now, these bagels are $1.70 per bagel. And for me,
That's
Cliff,
pretty good.
a lot of times I'll cut it in half and I'll just have half of it. So that kind of extends for me. I sort of have 48 meals out of this because I can just have half and it's just as good.
You're absolutely right. And, you know, some people watching might say $1.70 for a bagel, but I could go to my supermarket and get one for 80 cents. Yeah, but guess what? It's not a New York bagel. It's not all natural. It's not this. You know, it took me 3 years to get on QVC. That QVC food team is tough. They want really good stuff. Believe it or not, they didn't think bagels would work on QVC. It took me 3 years to convince them. And you know what? 6 years later, 5 years in a row, customer favorite food. I think they realize now that it works simply because you can get a bagel anywhere. But when you get a good one, and it's very rare, you know, it's like pizza. You could get pizza everywhere.
Right.
But how many times is the pizza amazing, right? But when you get that good bagel, boy, it's like, wow, where can I get that? I want to try it again. And that's why I get so many emails and messages and social media. I just love, you know, the whole thing with QVC really took my company to another level just from all of the notoriety, just from QVC. And I can't tell you, it's their birthday, and it's actually my 6th anniversary on QVC, and we're just celebrating together today.
Well, happy 6th anniversary. We are so glad that you're part of the QVC family. Over 150 orders have now been placed, so please stay on the line. Remember, the phone line is the best way to place your order. Here's what you're going to choose from. All 24, these are the Challah bagels, so they're that fluffier, a little bit sweeter, delicious Challah style, or Challah bagel, not even Challah style, it's just a Challah bagel. This is your plain, all 24 in the plain. You can go with the combo option, where you can get 12 plain and 12 cinnamon raisin, if you want to go a little bit sweeter. And then here's your 12 plain with your 12 onion. Do not wait on the cinnamon raisin option. We have only 350 remaining now. And Cliff, the Challah bagels, we don't see that often here on QVC. So
no,
once
you know
they're
what?
here,
it used to be a lot. Yeah, it used to be a lot less often, Rachel. But you know, they're just so popular. We do keep bringing them back now.
Good.
But the onion is rare. The onion is rare.
Got it. And that's one of my favorites. I love the balance that you get of that onion on the top. It's not over onion. It's just a perfect blend with that beautiful bagel dough that you're getting. Oh, it is so, so great. So, so wonderful. 5.5 pounds of bagels that you're getting. And it's that wonderful kettle boiled, that 5-step process that we chatted about. Really endless options here. Cliff, for me, my favorite is always some lox and some cream cheese on my bagel, but we can do sandwiches, appetizers. You can really do everything with these bagels.
Well, you know what? I always say everything is better on a bagel. Like, you know, I usually talk about why would you go buy hamburger buns that sit in a supermarket for 30 days when you could put them, I usually say on our bagels, but if you put a hamburger on the Challah bagel, you just elevated that sandwich to something like, hallelujah, that's how good it's going to be. You know, there's the steps again with baking them. I mean, this is us every day in the Bronx. I mean, we are turning out bagels every day. QVC is a huge part of it. We'll never change the recipe. They are light. These are lighter, softer, sweeter. They're delicious. They're the perfect sandwich bagel. But they're not just for breakfast. It's breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch, snack, bagel chips. Anything is better on a bagel. You know what? If you think it might be a little too heavy, and these are not, You know, I personally, I like to scoop out the inside and I'll put a hamburger on it, or, you know, if I'll make a bacon, egg, and cheese, I'll take out a little bit of the inside, but really it's not really necessary at all,
no.
because they're like, these will not, like you said before, they will not sit in your stomach. They're not heavy. The
Right.
clean ingredients on this bagel, and I promise you, they're hard to make. They're always different. Every one of our bagels looks like a snowflake. That's how you know it's a real bagel, because when you see what's in a